The film opens with Delilah, a female CIA agent known by the codename Banshee. She is being interrogated by her superior over a serious accusation tied to her past. The agency believes her father, Jeremy, and his partner, Caleb, betrayed the United States during a mission. They are suspected of handing over a high-value American asset to Russia. Because of that, the CIA hires a professional assassin named Anthony Green, a former Special Forces operative, to eliminate both men. During the ambush, Jeremy is shot and killed, while Caleb manages to escape and disappears without a trace. Even after all these years, the CIA still has no idea where Caleb is hiding. As for Delilah, her superior sees her not as an agent, but as the daughter of a traitor. She is accused of being just like her father. Refusing to accept that label, Delilah walks away from the CIA and sets out on her own mission to uncover the truth behind the accusations against Jeremy. And from that moment on, she steps into the shadows as codename Banshee. 5 years later, Delilah has become a highly skilled assassin. She now works independently with support from Kronos, a tech expert who guides her through each mission. Their teamwork is precise and efficient, allowing Delilah to complete even the most dangerous assignments. During one operation, she successfully makes her way through heavy security inside a building. But when she reaches her target, she finds something unexpected. The target has already been captured by Green and his team. Seeing no other option, Delilah tries to negotiate, hoping to take her target from Green. Instead, Green offers her a deal. He asked her to capture Caleb in exchange for $1 million, the same amount she's being paid for her current mission. Delilah immediately refuses. Caleb is not just a target to her, he is someone close, someone she cannot betray. That refusal turns the situation hostile. Green decides to eliminate her on the spot. Outnumbered and under attack, Delilah fights her way out while relying on Kronos, who feeds her real-time information about enemy positions. With his help, she narrowly escapes the encounter. Meanwhile, Green realizes she did not act alone. Determined to find out who is supporting her, he orders his men to track down the person behind the scenes. On her way home, Delilah finds herself lost in memories of the past, moments she once shared with her father and Caleb. Those memories push her to make a decision. She needs to find Caleb, not just for answers, but for help in taking on Green, who has been hunting him for the past 5 years. She reaches out to Kronos and asks him to track Caleb down. It does not take long before Kronos uncovers his location, a quiet town far from the chaos, where Caleb now lives and works at a local bar. In Delilah's mind, Caleb is more than just her father's partner. He is the one who trained her, the one who shaped her into the assassin she has become. So when she finally finds him at the bar, she wastes no time. She tells him that Green is still after him, and she asks him to join her in fighting back. After a brief exchange, Caleb agrees to take her to his home. He lives there with his only daughter, Haley, after losing his wife years ago. But the moment Delilah arrives, the tension is clear. Haley does not welcome her presence. She immediately points a gun at Delilah, seeing her as a threat. Caleb quickly steps in, calming his daughter and asking Delilah to come inside. At the same time, somewhere else, Kronos is caught off guard. While casually playing online poker, he is suddenly confronted by Green and his men. They force him into a corner, demanding that he help them track down Delilah and Caleb. With his life on the line, Kronos has no choice but to agree. Back at the house, the atmosphere during dinner is far from comfortable. Haley continues to question who Delilah really is and why she has suddenly appeared in their lives. She wants to be sure that this stranger will not bring danger to her father, a man who already carries a troubled past filled with enemies. Her questions keep coming until Caleb finally loses his patience and tells her to go to her room. Frustrated but obedient, Haley leaves the table, leaving Delilah and Caleb alone to deal with the growing tension around them. Not long after, Delilah brings up the one thing that has been haunting her, the truth behind her father's death at the hands of Green. But Caleb clearly does not want to go there. Instead of giving her answers, he avoids the question and tells her that if she really wants the truth, she should get it directly from Green. That only strengthens Delilah's resolve. The more she is denied answers, the more certain she becomes that hunting down Green is the only way to uncover what really happened, especially if the CIA has been hiding something all along. However, Caleb refuses to join her. He makes it clear that he wants no part in this fight. His priority is staying hidden and keeping Haley safe, and he is not willing to risk her life. Even so, he hands Delilah a set of files connected to the incident that took Jeremy's life. files that bring back memories of the mission he once carried out with her father. Back in the past, Caleb and Jeremy are assigned to protect a wealthy woman who is being targeted by a dangerous mafia group. At first, Caleb is reluctant to take the job, but once he realizes how serious the threat is, he agrees. The woman is carrying sensitive data, something that must never fall into the wrong hands, making her a high-stakes target. Back in the present, as morning arrives, Delilah continues going through the files. One detail stands out to her: her father's body was never recovered. That raises a possibility she cannot ignore. Maybe Jeremy is still alive, hiding somewhere beyond Green's reach. When she brings this up, Caleb shuts it down immediately. He insists that Jeremy is dead, but once again refuses to explain how it all happened. He repeats the same answer, telling her to ask Green if she wants the truth. Their conversation is interrupted when Haley walks in. Not wanting to involve her any further, Caleb quickly gets ready to leave for work. Before heading out, he entrusts Haley to Delilah, worried that Green and his men could show up at any moment. At the same time, that fear is already becoming reality. Green and his team are on the move, tracking Delilah's location with the help of Kronos. After Caleb leaves, Delilah goes back to the files, revisiting the mission her father and Caleb once carried out. She pieces together how they planned to protect the wealthy woman until she could be handed over to the CIA, where she would supposedly be safe. But even with all that information, the truth about Jeremy's death still remains out of reach. Eventually, Delilah takes a break and finds herself looking through old family photos in the house, glimpses of a life she never knew Caleb had. That quiet moment does not last long. Haley approaches her again, still suspicious, still questioning why Delilah is there. Delilah does her best to reassure her, making it clear that she means no harm to either her or her father. At the bar, Caleb starts to notice something is off. 3 customers stand out, and it does not take long for him to realize they are part of Green's crew. He quickly calls Delilah, warning her to stay alert. A group is watching them, and they could already be on their way to the house. As soon as the call ends, Caleb locks the bar and takes action, dealing with the 3 men before they can make a move. At the same time, Delilah steps outside and sees armed men approaching the house. She immediately tells Haley to hide in her room while she holds them off, buying time until Caleb can return. When the attackers break in, Delilah fights back, taking down several of them. But she is outnumbered, and the situation quickly spirals. 2 of Green's men manage to find Haley's hiding spot, putting her in immediate danger. Just as things are about to end for her, Caleb arrives in time to save his daughter, but the rescue comes at a cost. He is shot in the chest, sacrificing himself to keep Haley alive. After the fight, Delilah manages to eliminate the remaining attackers. She rushes to Haley, who is devastated by what has just happened. Seeing her like that hits Delilah hard. Caleb was not just an ally, he was a mentor, someone who helped shape who she is. In his final moments, Caleb entrusts Haley to Delilah. He asks her to protect his daughter and train her, knowing that Haley will now become a target for Green. After Caleb's death, Delilah begins to explain everything she knows. She reveals that Caleb was once a CIA agent who became a target of his own organization, forcing him into hiding. According to what she has learned, both Caleb and Jeremy were accused of betrayal after handing over nuclear code data to Russia through the wealthy woman they were protecting. To recover that data, the CIA hired Green and his team to eliminate them. But the truth runs deeper. The operation was not just about retrieving the data, it was also a way for the CIA to silence Caleb, someone who knew too much and could expose their secrets. Now with Green still hunting them, Delilah admits the reality they are facing. She does not have the manpower or the resources to take him on directly. That is when Haley steps in. She leads Delilah to a hidden room inside the house, a secret stash left behind by Caleb. Inside is an arsenal of weapons, enough to finally give them a fighting chance. Later on, while Delilah and Haley are talking, their moment is suddenly interrupted. Green has arrived, along with his team. They quickly shift into survival mode, putting together a plan while Green's men begin scanning the house using a drone equipped with thermal imaging. The scans suggest there is only one person inside, which Green assumes is Delilah. Confident in that information, Green steps out of his vehicle, dragging Kronos with him as a hostage. But once Kronos has served his purpose, Green eliminates him without hesitation. Inside the house, Delilah is already in position, weapon ready. For a moment, she considers taking the shot and ending Green right there, but she holds back. He is the only one who truly knows what happened to her father 5 years ago. Outside, with no movement detected, Green orders his men to move in and secure the house while he stays back and monitors the situation. The moment his men enter, Delilah strikes first. Gunfire erupts as she takes them on head-on. At the same time, Haley joins the fight from above, taking down several attackers. Despite her lack of experience, she shows determination, refusing to let anyone take over her home. Working together, they manage to eliminate every one of Green's men. From his car, Green is stunned. His targets were supposed to be easy to handle, yet they just wiped out his entire team. Left with no choice, he sends in his last remaining subordinate, someone with no real combat ability, forcing her into the fight. Upstairs, Haley faces her and manages to win. Meanwhile, Delilah is locked in a much tougher battle against Green. She struggles to keep up with him, slowly getting pushed into a corner. Just as it seems like she is about to lose, Haley steps in at the right moment and takes the shot that ends Green for good. With the fight finally over, Delilah and Haley are left standing, exhausted but relieved. The man who hunted them is gone, along with his entire crew. But for Haley, this is not the end. Losing her father has changed everything. She now sets her sights on the ones truly responsible, the CIA. Determined to get revenge, she turns to Delilah and asks her to become her mentor, so she can follow the same path and become just as deadly. So the moral of the story is, if your boss hires an assassin, your friend hides in a bar, and your mentor leaves you a secret weapon room, maybe just switch careers to something safer like selling coffee instead of becoming a revenge apprentice.